Okay. Test, test, test.
Test, test.
Test, test, test.
There you go.
Okay.
Good enough is good enough.
That's what they tell me.
So I've heard.
Hey, 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 hey! Bob is on here. D.W. Lowe is on here. Telemachus, hello in the Pennsylvania way. Look, I have glasses tonight. Got some fun stuff to talk about. I think there's only 4.
What's your step? It's a little
I
messy
know,
over here.
I know. This
Some
is
people.
this is a perilous area. Perilous area. They're multiplying. It's electrifying. You better shape up, 'cause I need a man. We should give some cards away. Think we should give some cards away?
Aren't those ones we've already given away?
What'd you say?
I said, aren't those ones we've already given away?
These are not ones that we've already given away.
Okay.
These?
You know, if you keep giving them away, nobody's going to want to buy the ones that you're selling.
Well, those are for museums. Those are museum quality.
I don't think people are.
They're using them in their they're setting up
They're
their
going to use them. They're
Pulp
gonna
Alley
they
Hall
don't
of
belong in the
Fame.
museum. They're
No,
not.
as long as Adam doesn't get them, because you know that Adam, he'll put anything in that deck. Monster deck. It's electrifying. So I was working on the magic stuff. What do we? 1 minuto.
1 minute.
1 minuto. Back to working on the magic rules again. After what, like a 2-year break? Not really, but
You're
no.
so ridiculous.
A
A 1-year break. And wait for it. This is our time. Keep talking through the air, for the air.
Oh, stretch.
Air for the air.
Stretch it
Now
out.
keep going.
And then when we say the words that are something like 5, 4, 3. Hey everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and I am with the world's most dangerous Bessy. And there's folks out there that don't believe that, and I would challenge them to say it to her face, because when it comes to Bessy, there are none more dangerous than this one right here. So if you can name a Bessy that you think is more dangerous than this one, go ahead. Go ahead. Open that can and see where it gets you. Atomic body slam! That's what it'll get you! I have plans for a deck. Oh, it's always good to have. Magic the Pulpening. Oh. Howdy from Kansas, Pulpiteers. Howdy right back at you, Dennis. Howdy right back at, we have a wonderful group. Carl Floyd is up there in the Kansas area as well. And I think Jeremy Smith is up there. And I think Chris Girardi is up in that area over there too. So I need them Kansas folks to get together and have invite me up there for a Kansas Palooza. So probably a couple weeks away from shipping the
I don't know if you want to turn down the,
Oh yeah.
just like a 1.
Well, I like to have it on kill.
Well,
All right. I turned it down. Thank you for reminding me. You want to turn that down over there, lady?
Well, fine. You don't want to hear screaming children?
I don't want to hear your screaming children. I listen to them all day long.
That's not the way I hear it.
Hey, if you're not subscribed to our little channel, you ought to get subscribed to it. That's what Bessy says. I thought Bessy's signature move was the iron. No, it is definitely Atomic Body Slam. That's where she got WMD from, was specifically from her body slam.
In my youth.
Yes, in her wild and misspent youth in Florida. So, if you pre-order the brand new fortune packs, here they are. Look at them. Beautiful.
Ooh. Hi, Manny.
These are not the actual... Oh, Manny! So these are not the actual packs that we'll send. These are an early prototype. I don't think this changed at all, so this will still be the same. But a lot of the cards changed, even in like one of the more recent versions. But anyway, if you pre-order the cards, we're going to start shipping. You get a free Zedinko Grammater. So how awesome is that? So that's a lot of fun. So I think this would be a fun card to use with Danger Inc. This would be a fun one when old, because Zedinko, Professor Z is actually an inventor. So that would give him an opportunity to have a little fun, have a little item out there for him to play with. But he could roll fairly large or fairly big or get, different things other than that. That's just a little thing. Anyway, pre-order the fortune packs soon. That's really what we play with now.
Yep.
We really have transitioned and cut out all of the old first edition packs. We are focused completely on the second edition starter deck and the second edition fortune packs. And part of the reason is because I think it's a great mix of cards. Yep. I love a lot of those old cards. I really do. But they were also kind of specialized in a lot of ways. And that's something that we took a lot of time and a lot of effort on these cards, is to make sure that they work great in co-op.
While still being actually useful.
Yes. Yeah.
But working in so many different variations.
Yeah, far less likely, I think, with these cards to have them sitting in your hand and going, well, I can't use that, or I can't use this, or I can't use that. Then there's a lot of cool old cards that got a little specialized in the way that they were used. These we tried very hard. I think there was one card, and I almost cut it out. There was one card that still, I felt like, would not work in a co-op situation if you were playing specifically against just the scenario and just playing against NPCs. There was one card that I was like, this one card doesn't check those boxes, because that was like a checkbox thing. Had to go through every single card and say, how can we make this card more playable? What can we add to the cards? That's why a bunch of the cards have different uses. A bunch of them say you could use it this way or you could use it that way. We also have those play immediately cards. I think there's 3 play immediately cards in both of those packs. So taken together, that gives you like 6 different cards that, as soon as it's drawn, it's just played. Fortune's Flip was the card that almost got cut because it really couldn't be used very effectively in co-op if you were only playing against NPCs. But it was such a cool card that I was just like, you know what? We're just going to leave it in there because it's a really cool card otherwise.
Does it say second edition on the new ones on the bottom of the cards?
What the new ones will say, and these don't have it on them.
Like to tell the difference between first and second?
Yeah. They will be the second edition fortune deck, starter deck. You can look for icons on them and dates. I'll get some of them here so I can show you. So there are little icons on them that identify. We'll just look at the starter deck here. So here's the numbering at the bottom, and 206. So if it starts with a 2, then it is very likely to be a second edition card. You can also look at the date that it was published, but 2006 is, or sorry, 2018, and then the numbering of the card 206 means that's a second edition card. 219 is a second edition card, and these came straight out. This came straight out of the. And then the new fortune packs will follow that as well. So this card says 276. Now the other thing that so old packs, you'll look for things like this. This icon here clearly identifies as a first edition card. This icon here clearly identifies it as a first edition card. This icon here clearly identifies it as a first edition card, and so on. This card right here, this icon is clearly a first edition card. So each, in the old days, those were some of the stuff that was put on those cards. So now the new cards will say, let me get you the closest version that we have. The new cards will have an F1 and an F2 right there. So the new cards will have a F2 if they are from Fortune Pack 2, and they will have a F1 if they're from Fortune Pack 1. And then they will also continue the 200 series numbering. So here's card 265, 264, 263, on and on. So those are
Wouldn't it be really funny if you just stood there and counted out every one of them?
Why would that be funny?
He's like, here's 250, 251, 252.
Wow. Oh, the hilarity would ensue.
Just,
that would be hilarious.
That's just literally every number. That would be funny.
That would be hilarious. So anyway, we are specifically limiting our playing to those cards because I just think the game plays really well with that mix of cards.
It adds a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To them with the new ones.
Yeah, the new ones really add some fun. Now, if you're a new player, you really should not worry about the fortune packs. I would really encourage you to play with the starter deck several games before you think about adding something new. These are really for our longtime players that have played the fortune deck, to the point that they'd like to add some new cards. And that's where this comes in, to kind of throw some extra surprises in there. And these have some surprises in here.
Yeah, the play immediately are an absolute
have a lot of surprises in these. There is another 0 card. And Bessy would not let me do a 4. I wanted so badly to do a card that had a challenge number of 4 on it. A difficulty of 4. But Bessy said, she said she drew the line. She vetoed it. I was vetoed.
It's my job.
I
have to keep people.
I was kiboshed. I don't
use the veto power a lot, but sometimes.
So, and you get the cool Zadiko Grammater also if you pre-order. So
don't forget.
So if you won prizes, Bessy hasn't sent off the prizes yet, but Randy Wendell won last week. We have his claiming of prize. Dennis Cross claimed his. Eric Miller, I don't believe. Eric, if you're out there, if you're listening, if you're paying attention, put the
physical mailing address into
put the physical mailing address into an email or a Facebook message and say, because otherwise Bessy is liable to just keep those cards for her own little private collection.
Maybe.
Yeah, she's been known to do it. Say some howdies. We got a Randy Wendell out there. Randy, hopefully we'll send you your cards this week. I did want to try
and... We have a Clint and a Clyde.
Clint, come join us in Albuquerque. Nay, Clyde Dashing, if that is your real name. Bob. Now, for those of you guys, don't forget, we're going to be doing Pulpalooza in October 16th through the 18th in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Make plans to come join us. Bessy will be there. You can give her a hug if you'd like to, but remember, it will cost $5.
Always ask first. That's a good
tip. Always ask first.
Hug somebody.
Yeah, or kiss them. Always ask first before you kiss me on the lips. What?
Yeah.
Make plans to come join us. We have a Pulp Alley Facebook group set up specifically for the Pulpalooza, so some things are only getting posted over there. And one of those things is Bob has set up a block of hotel rooms at a Hilton there that's not too far away, 10 minutes or so from the venue. So he has links for reserving rooms at the Hilton True there in Albuquerque. So that's something, and we'll probably try and put a link for it over on the regular players group too. And if you'd like to be a part of the Pulpalooza players group, or whatever it's called, then you might have to let me know. You're going to try to make it Manny Marino? Is he still... Come on. Did he drive last time? I think he drove last time.
Maybe.
I think he drove all the way.
I've blinked several times since then.
David from Kyushu, for you, sir, if you meet me in Albuquerque on October 16th to the 18th, I will actually let you hug me for free. There you go. That is my promise to you.
That's so exciting, Nay.
Meet me in Albuquerque. What was it? What is it?
She's building a new home, so it depends on the down payment situation, whether she'll be able to make it or not. But I think that's super awesome.
I have a new car to break in this time. Wow. Yeah. No, I would do that for you, Bubba. You meet me in Albuquerque. And not only that, not only will I let you give me a free hug, I will let you buy me a pizza. So
don't fall for it, it's a trick.
So there you go. I mean, if that doesn't get you to hop on a plane and take it to Albuquerque,
pedal all the way there,
pedal all the way. Magic Rules. I'm really excited. I was looking at the version, and the version that I'm up to is version 14. It's been a long process, but you know what? I think it's important that I'm satisfied with it. Like, it's got to be right. It's got to be, like, it would be very easy for me to just publish cards and publish the book and go, here you go. Best wishes to you. I feel like that, like a lot of people do that, but I want it to work because we are going to be playing with these cards. That's why sometimes these things are very difficult and challenging to put together. It'd be easy if I was just making it for other people, because then I wouldn't get stuck playing it. But I have to make it so that it's fun for us, because we're not just you know, trying to sell you the game. We are players, and that's why it's so important. But I'll tell you this, I'm really happy with where the cards are heading right now. So that's like, I will take a break from it every once in a while so that I can go back to it with fresh eyes and kind of read through it, you know, almost for the first time again, and go, well, does that really fit, or is that being consistent, or, you know, and going through all of that stuff. We're also junkies. There you go. Not just dealers. We're also junkies.
You get high on your own supply.
I do indeed. I do indeed. So how did you guys like the vehicle video that posted? If you didn't see it, we posted a vehicle video sometime. And it was only about 5 minutes or so. It may have been less than 5 minutes. May have only been about 4 minutes. And I don't know how much more. I think it would be easy to do a part 2. There's certain things that I don't want to get into, like I don't want to get into armored cars. I don't want to get into things that are covered in the Pulp Guns, Gadgets, and Vehicles book. Like I just want to deal with the core rules because we are still reworking the second edition Pulp Guns, Gadgets, and Vehicles. So what we don't want to do is, you know,
put a video out there.
And say this is what the rules are and this is how it works, and then, you know, it's all
especially
right.
Because there could be 14 other versions.
There could be. So in the plan right now is to basically try to repurpose all of our first edition books and get them updated to second edition. So Tomb of the Serpent, bless Manny's heart for trying to help me through it as best, and he's been an amazing help as well. I don't want to say that he hasn't been a help, but bless him for stepping up to try and help me through the process of getting Tomb of the Serpent updated. And it was, you know, I think originally when we started the project, we thought, well, we're just going to update stuff for second edition. And then once I started looking at it, and I started looking at those old scenarios and stuff, and I was just like, this doesn't cut it anymore. I want something better. So the new Tomb of the Serpent introduces scads of brand new scenarios that are updated for second edition. They're not just updated for second edition, they are just much better scenarios.
Maniacally planned.
No, there's really cool scenarios. So if you didn't see it, but we've been playtesting them.
A lot.
Yeah, the trade scenario that we did, that's actually in, that's the start of chapter 2.
Yep.
As you're heading to Cairo, and that's the first scenario for Cairo. So lots and lots of fun as we work forward. Now, I'm going to put this out there again for folks that are out there. If you would like to work on a Pulp Alley project, I would encourage you to find something that you're passionate about. If you want to do a Call of Cthulhu campaign, or if you want to do a medieval campaign, or if you want to do a pirates campaign and you want to write it, by all means, I encourage you to do that. For me to be involved, I almost feel like I'm a bottleneck at times, and I would encourage you to kind of really take that project on and to really put it together. And you can use something like China Station as your blueprint for that. You know, if you would like to contribute something, you know, like there are scenarios out there and scenario books that you could look at that and you could say, okay, that's how it's supposed to be put together. These are the scenarios that you know, I'm not saying to copy the scenarios, but
Copy
you know,
paste.
Copy paste. No, that's not.
Who's gonna know?
That's not that you don't want to do that. But yeah, if anybody out there would like to work, if would like to contribute to some Pulp Alley stuff, we'd love to have you. You know, the more that you want to do, that's awesome. I don't know that Tomb of the Serpent's going to get released this year. It might be next year, which could almost be a reason behind that is, one, I haven't been working on it enough to get it finished, and according to my calculations, it was released in 2016, the original, so it would be a 10-year anniversary second edition version would be released in 2026, so that would be nice. And then also just because I still feel like there's a lot more that I would like to do with it, so again,
and for as much as we half-ass, we don't want our products to be
right.
half-ass.
Yeah. So we take a lot of time in making sure what we're releasing and selling is as good as we can do. oftentimes we're just making this stuff up as we go.
Now, that's not to say there's not going to be a couple
Oh yeah,
random
yeah,
S's.
yeah. So
He's been big on extra U's lately.
mm-hmm. So Bessy is the first line of defense between my writing and the world. So Bessy is the first line of defense to say, "Hey, this doesn't make any sense." And then once she has her chopping on it, Manny Marino has been stepping up a lot recently and really for a good couple years, to make sure that it's readable and will work. And then also, David Lowe has been helping out with some stuff as well on double checking
Manny's
things.
a math man, and I appreciate it.
Yes, Manny is an absolute godsend. He catches things like in character design, and like I could send him character profiles that I created, and he'll catch errors, and he'll go through the math and say, this character doesn't have the right amount of abilities or the right number of skills. So he is granular in his feedback to me and catches an awful lot of my mistakes before they get to y'all. But the truth is that I make far more mistakes than probably anybody could catch, or any army of people can catch. So, despite everyone else's work trying to correct my stuff, some mistakes still get out there. No, it's true. It's true. How very Canadian. Color me surprised about the U's. Oh, yeah. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Hope it's this year, but I understand. Yeah. Well, maybe it'll ship in 2016. I guess there's still a chance.
Scratch that. 2026, not 2016.
Yeah, whatever. I don't really understand the Earth calendar. It's confusing. It's confusing. Doesn't make any sense. Really want to play the train scenario. There's a train scenario in the Scenario of the Month series. Last Train to Nogales. Nogales? I don't know. Probably butchering it either way. So I don't remember which scenario that is, but I think you could actually purchase just that scenario off, and it plays very similar to this, but also very different. It is not the same scenario, so I want to be very clear about that. If you get Last Train to Nogales,
it's June. She'll probably be mad when she sees me wearing her crown.
Don't think that this scenario played the same. It has some similarities, and it was actually a version that I was thinking about doing, and then it was too good of the two scenarios were too different, but it was still too good of a version to just toss away, so I went ahead and used it as Scenario of the Month, because I love using the train and coming down. I think we're big on trains here. One of these days I'll take you in Joey's workshop and show you how cool his layout is getting. His layout is getting really, really cool.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. June has a series of princess dresses, and she usually wears 3 to 4 of them daily. So she'll wear one, and then she'll wear a different, and then she'll need to switch into a different princess dress for lunch.
She has rediscovered her Cinderella dress, so that's coming to rotation. She switches into
another dress, so she switches into these princess dresses throughout the day. Today we went to Hobby Lobby, and she was wearing her Cinderella dress and her crown, which has taken a lot of damage. I think the dog got a hold of it. Yeah, was chewing on it. But anywho, someone has locomotive breath. Make plans to join us in Albuquerque. We're going to have a lot of fun. That's it for tonight. Bessy, play us out of here. Maybe I should continue my work on my version of Land That Time Forgot. Yeah, that would be awesome. Fairy tale scenario would be cool. A time traveling campaign would be so much fun, where each scenario maybe took you to a different time period, kind of like a Doctor Who sort of thing. That would be a time tunnel and on and on. Those would be fun to do. That's where we went to buy cheap booze back in the 80s. What's he talking about?
I don't know.
Yuma? Clarksville. The train doesn't go to
All right,
Clarksville.
say bye.
Oh, what?
Say bye.
Bye, everybody.